So you want to know how to do the middle splits? Well, in this video, I'm going to be taking you through an intermediate workout for teaching end range strength. This is an amazing concept that's helped me and thousands of our tribe members around the world get the middle splits. And it's all about learning how to strengthen the abductors, the opposing muscle groups to the adductors, which are the ones that we're stretching when you do the middle splits. Now make sure you stick around to the end, because I guarantee you that this is going to be a really amazing routine that you've never seen before. All that and more coming up. The first exercise we're going to be doing in this sequence, in this workout, is called an assisted butterfly with a light weight. So I've got 2.5 kilos, and you wouldn't want anything more than that. You would not want more than 2.5 kilos, so that's about 5.5 pounds, something like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the weight on my knees. I'm going to bring my feet as close as I can to my groin. I'm going to keep my whole back against the wall, so the most important thing is that my bum's against the wall. And then from here, what I'm going to do, I can rest my hands on here to balance the weight and also just to add a little bit more help. And the idea is that this weight and the weight of my arms is just helping me to activate my glutes and drive my knees down in the ground. So of course we're stretching the adductors here. We're stretching the muscles in the groin that are going to help you to get into the middle splits. But what the real secret sauce here is that we're doing this while strengthening the abductors, so creating end range strength by strengthening the glutes in a shortened position, in a contracted position already at the end of their range, and driving these knees down into the ground. So what I'm going to do is 8 reps for 3 seconds. So from here, I'm going to, and when I do this, you'll see I can't really talk while I'm doing it. It's really, it's a really hard contraction that I'm trying to create here. This isn't a zen moment here, okay? So I'm going to do 8 reps for 3 seconds. I'll count my reps. 1, and relax. I'm not pushing down at all. 2, so my hands are just resting there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, last one, 8, and there you go. So 8 reps, driving my knees down as hard as I can. We're going to do 3 sets of this. So now we're doing butterfly loaded lifts, just like we did in the last video, but with this one we're going to be adding a contract relax. So what that means is that I'm going to do my loaded lift, and then when I pull down and I get to the bottom of range of motion, I'm going to contract the glutes to drive the knees into the ground and pull down even harder. So the weight's helping push down. I'm strengthening the glutes, the abductors, by pushing my knees down, and then I relax and do my next rep. So I've got 15 kilos here, that's about 33 pounds, 34 pounds, I'm not exactly sure. And this is, for me, this is a moderate weight. I can, you know, on my best efforts, I get up to 20 kilos or about 45 pounds. So you got to think, you know, where are you on the scale of strength compared to someone like me? Maybe for an absolute beginner or somebody that doesn't have a lot of strength, you want to be starting on about 5 kilos or about 10 pounds maybe, okay? And it also depends on your body weight as well, of course, how much muscle you've got on your body. So I'm going to put these weights up here like this, and we're going to do 8 reps. So I'm going to lift up as high as I can, and then I'm going to come down, and now watch, I'm going to contract, drive the knees down just for a couple of seconds, then up, okay, and then back down. This is hard work. This is not like a relaxed stretching session, what I'm doing here. 3, 4, 5, 6, let's call that 8. I won't bother doing the whole 8, but let's say you can actually do 6 to 8. It depends on your level of strength. And what you can do on the last rep as well, you can actually drive the knees down into the ground as hard as you can for about 10 seconds. We're going to do 3 sets of that. Now we're on to the pissing dog knee hinge. Let me know if you've ever heard a more stupidly named exercise, but that's what this one's called. So this is a progression from the pissing dog overcoming isometric that we did in the last video. So from here, There's a couple of differences with this one. Number one is the way that you do the knee hinge, but number two is in this one you are actually allowed to rotate your hips. So don't worry if your hips don't rotate. What you want to avoid though is if I'm training my right leg, I don't want my weight to shift over the left leg like this. I still want my femur to stay vertical here as best as I can. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to raise my leg as high as I can this way, and then from here I'm going to do slow, controlled knee hinges. This is really full on in the glutes. Okay, so I'm getting a real wicked glute workout, and what I'm trying to do is I'm not worried about if I twist my body a bit. You can even go down on your elbow if you want on this side, so if that makes it easier you can go down like that. But what I'm trying to do is lift my knee as high as I possibly can and really go for these beautiful leg extensions that are slow and controlled, where as I extend my leg I don't want my knee to come lower. So this is really bad if my knee's up here, and then as I extend I go like this. Okay, what I want to do is keep that knee still and then extend up like that. And we're going to do 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps of that one. Slow, controlled reps. Don't rush it, slow, controlled reps. So now we're going to do the middle splits crack. And crack stands for contract, relax, antagonist, contract. So in this case, the muscles that we're working to create the flexibility is the adductors, so the muscles on the inside of the leg here, and the opposing muscles, the abductors, are the glutes. So what we're going to be doing is contract the adductors, then relax them, and then antagonist contract, which is to contract the glutes. Now, when people do this for the first time, they say, I can't even feel my glutes switching on at all. That's totally normal. You're trying to create end range strength here, which means that in this position, my glutes are shortened. Their hip joint has been pulled out like this, and the glute is in a very shortened position. So to try and create a contraction there is very, very hard. So what we're going to do, the way that you get into this position for somebody that's not as flexible as me, it's easier if you just stand up on your feet and then lean forward. I'll show you. If you stand up on your feet from here and you put your hands on the ground, and then from there you bring your legs out into the split. So even if you're not that flexible and this is all you can get to, you can still do this from here. I'll show you, where I work with this. So the idea would be that I'm supporting my weight on my hands, and I'm going to go down as low as I comfortably can. Now, because I'm not doing a workout right now, all I'm doing is a video. I'm not warmed up properly, so I'm not going to push myself. I'm not going to try and get down into the full splits. I'm just going to go to a point where it's a little bit uncomfortable, but I can feel it, so that's here for me today. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hold this for 1 minute of doing 5 seconds contract, relax. So it's hard to see what I'm doing, but I'll talk you through it. So from here, I'm going to take a deep breath and I'm going to squeeze my legs together. So that's me. I'm contracting the adductors, and now I relax. And now I'm going to contract the adductors, the abductors. So now I'm going to contract the glutes. So you can't see it very well, but I'm contracting my glutes. See, there you go. I pulled my legs out a bit wider because the glutes are contracting. Now I relax, and then I go again, and then relax, and then again on the glutes. There we go, a little bit wider, and I can turn my toes up like this between reps as well. So now I'll contract the adductors and relax, and then the glutes. Okay. And then when you're finished, you can come down into the splits or your best effort, and you can sit here just for a little bit and allow your body to relax. And that's, for that one, this is what the whole workout's about. So this one we're going to do 3 to 5 sets of this. And each set you should do between 60 and 90 seconds. So it's not about how many contractions you do. Each contraction goes for 5 to 7 seconds, between 5 and 7 seconds. And the total time that you're in the splits doing the crack, the contract, relax, antagonist, contract, that should be for between 60 and 90 seconds and a total of 3 to 5 sets. This is really going to develop your middle splits.